Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, What Jess is Reading. I look a bit of a hot mess because I just basically ran back from town after uni because it looked like it was gonna rain. And it still does, and it still hasn't rained. Anyway, after uni I went to go and pick up an Amazon package, which I ordered on Saturday. No, I ordered on Friday night, but it was too late to be delivered next day delivery. I live in a flat, so I pick up my book orders from Amazon lockers in town, and that is where I went to get mine. One thing you should never do is search the books that you want to read on Goodreads on Amazon. So I have here my latest Amazon order. Actually, I've been really good and I hardly ever order online anymore. I mostly buy secondhand at charity shops or buy ebooks, so they're exponentially cheaper than buying brand new books. However, the ones I have to show you are quite cheap anyway, otherwise I would not have bought them, believe me. So this is an unboxing. Unboxings are some of the videos that I started off watching when I first started watching BookTube, when I couldn't afford anything myself, so I was just lusting after the 50+ book hauls that people would do. And it was all the American ones, like obviously, you know, Christine, Paul Bernard's books, Cattastic, all that lot, and also Riley Marie, who has changed a lot in terms of her content, and mostly does reading vlogs, which is why I've been inspired to start doing them myself. She's like my favourite booktuber ever. She's just so chill and sweet, and I really believe in everything that she stands for, and I just love her. And she's just got a new puppy, which is a bonus, but her content is really chill now. I admire her for that. Don't you hate it when this happens? What's the fucking point? You want to be able to dramatically pull it off. You want to go? Come on. This is reflective of me trying to succeed in everyday life. Oh, this is so exciting. Okay. Oh, it's a matte cover and it's got you can definitely see there it's got marks on it. It's okay. It's coming off. Oh, it's so gorgeous. Oh my god, I didn't know it had silver on it. Sorry if I've moved, my flatmate just came into the kitchen and started banging around. So the first book in this mini haul is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. How flipping gorgeous. And that's the silver I was just talking about. Holy shit, this is pretty. Oh. On the back it says, "They killed my mother, they took our magic, they tried to bury us, now we rise." And I've heard so many good things about this. And soon I will have some free time to do revision because uni will finish and I will have to revise for my exams, so I also have time to read. And this was £4 on Amazon. I just remembered that I'd put it on my Goodreads. I saw it and I was like, I wonder if there have been any changes to this since then. And there was. So I was like, damn it, I'm gonna have to, aren't I? Now, I don't actually know too much about the blurb of this. The book community has been quite good about not spoiling anything, and I haven't even picked up any really details about... any details about the plot at all. Although, yeah, I reckon it's obviously about children who have magic. Next one, actually the second and last one, is Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race by Rennie Edo Lodge, and this has been on my lust list for like so long, but it's just been way too expensive, and it was down to $3.99 on Amazon, and full price is $8.99, which tends to be the way with non-fiction books. I think that's probably why I'm not so into them as well, because a lot of ones that I actually think that I fancy reading, I search them up and then they end up being like a tenner or something ridiculous. This is one that I've seen mentioned a lot as well. It's getting a lot of hype. I think I saw Hannah Witten mentioned it, and I've also seen booktubers talking about it, and it's way shorter than I realised, so I do really want to get to this. I'll just read you the blurb quickly. It says, "The book that sparked a national conversation, exploring everything from eradicated black history to the inextricable link between class and race. Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race is the essential handbook for anyone who wants to understand race relations in Britain today." I didn't realise it was set in Britain. I didn't realise it was about Britain specifically. I thought it was about the US actually. That's made me so much more excited to read this. Not that I wasn't before. Oh wow, look at that. I will update you if I start reading this soon. Hey, so I decided to finally pick up a physical book from my shelf, and if you saw my bookshelf tour, then you will know that I really need to start reading some of those that I've been collecting. So I decided to finally start reading CROWNS, because I haven't really been in the mood to read dystopians and that sort of thing recently. I've mainly been into contemporaries. I picked up one that I thought was the least daunting. So Children of Blood and Bone is actually longer than I thought it was, and I don't know, I just didn't feel like picking it up yet. So, CROWNS. I am currently on I just finished chapter 2, and one thing I will say that I don't like about it already is that clearly the chapters are really, really long. They're like at least 25 pages each, because they switch from point of view, and also they don't even have chapter numbers, if that makes sense. So you can see like it just has the names of the places where it is. So okay, that makes sense, but I like to have order. I'm quite traditional in that sense, so it kind of throws me off, and the long chapters is really something that I don't like in a book, because then I find it hard to find a place to stop, and it makes me want to read it less. So in terms of the plot, so far I am liking it. I have only read 2 chapters and there's 3 princesses. So, in case you don't know, CROWNS is about 3 16-year-old triplet princesses who have to basically fight to the death to become queen. And they all have different kind of affinities. Mirabella the elemental, Catherine the poisoner, and Arsino, the naturalist. So I have only read chapter 1 and chapter 2, which are the chapters for Catherine and Arsino. One thing I will say is I feel like, not so much in Catherine's chapter, but in Arsino's chapter, she feels like a side character in her own story. I'm sure you've read something like that before, where the side characters are more developed and fleshed out than the protagonist. So it's kind of a bit confusing to read. Not confusing, but I'm just like, because it's in third person. So, and there's a side character called Jules, who is in charge of like protecting Arsino, and like she's basically the main character, because all it says is Jules did this, Jules did that, Jules said this, Jules thought this, and Arsino just kind of like interjects every so often. So it kind of feels like Jules' story rather than Arsino's. So I don't know. We'll see where that goes. Hey, so I felt like just doing a mini book haul. I'm home from uni for a few days and I went to meet my friend in town. I ended up picking up 2 books that I have been looking for a while. So I have spoken about this series on my channel before, I think in the Netflix book tag. This is the Vampire Academy series. Yeah, like I said, I only got 2 books because they were the only ones there. And well, no, actually, there was another one, but it was like the 5th or 6th in the series, like one of the last ones, I think. This was £2.49, so not the cheapest for a charity shop and for secondhand, but I don't really mind because I've been looking for that specific one for a while now, and I've seen more damaged copies go for more, so I'm glad I didn't get those, and I'm glad I waited. There's a little story behind this one, I guess. So I started reading the series, but I thought the series was called Vampire Academy, and I didn't realise that there was a first book called Vampire Academy. So the second book is called Frostbite, and then Shadow Kiss, Blood Promise, and I did actually end up picking up Frostbite, and this is a really good copy. And yeah, they're different versions, but I don't really mind because I'm just after getting the books to reread them. So this was, my friend told me that this was a yellow sticker, so it was down in price because it's been out for so long. So it was £1.49 instead of £2.49. So I'm very happy about that. But yeah, the first book, I never ended up reading it, but I read the rest of the series and I learned about what happened in this book through flashbacks and stuff like that in the second book, which is Frostbite. And also the Vampire Academy movie, which flopped, but I still liked it. And I also have a reading update. I guess I have been getting through this quicker than I thought I would. I started off just reading the chapters whenever I had a spare moment or something, because the chapters are so long. I knew I would have to force myself to read it, but now I've been actually reading it for fun, that sounds really bad. I mentioned this earlier in the vlog as well, this book. I am actually really liking it. I am now on page 109, chapter 7, I think. Yeah, chapter 7. See, it's just annoying that it doesn't number the chapters, but I am really getting into the characters and the different stories. I don't know where it's going to go. It's not very predictable to me, so that's a good sign. And also, I'm really rooting for the characters. I'm not sure who my favourite is yet. The copy of the book that I found in the charity shop is the naturalist copy, which is Orsino's version. And you can see there, I did actually see this one in a charity shop as well, after I'd bought this, so there was no point getting it. But yeah, this was the Poisoner one, which was Catherine. I feel like I really sympathise with Catherine more than the others. Definitely not Mirabella, which is kind of sad because just because she's more powerful, I feel like that's why I'm not as drawn to her, and more people expect more of her, but she can deliver, whereas Catherine can't, and also no, that's the spoiler. Who's the other one? Yeah, Orsino, the one who's, I do like her a lot, but it's like I said before, the centre of the story seems to be Jules, but something's just happened which she's royally fucked up, so I cannot, so I'm kind of excited about this. A smart person would leave this here, so that I would have less things to bring back when I move back home for summer and have to move all my shit back from uni. But I kind of want to bring it with me because I have loads of books there already and I don't want to read any of those, but I'm actually amazed at myself for wanting to read this. So I feel like I can't leave it here because then all will to read will leave me. So I think I'm just gonna take it with me. What's one book more, you know? So, update, I got back to uni and I stopped reading Three Dark Crowns and got back into reading A Darker Shade of Magic on my Kindle. Such is life.